Let us discuss the question, who benefits more from the golden goal, right? The golden goal, as Kenny Albert called it. Who benefits more, the NHL marketing department or Jack Hughes himself? Meaning that, hey, now this big game, I'm sure the ratings were great even though it was played at a ridiculous hour, and yet will this elevate the game of hockey? So I've got my thoughts on this. I've got Marvel Comics, iPad, and Beyond Meat. And we will combine all these things together and make some hot dogs and apple pie. A classic American meal. Just like that. All right, so the answer to the question, who benefits more? Side by side, you've got the NHL marketing people on one side. You've got Jack Hughes over here on the other side. And the arrow is pointing towards Jack Hughes by a country mile. By a country mile. The Olympics are all about what? They're about flag waving, chest thumping, taking condoms from the Olympic Center, like all that stuff. Like that's what this is about, and patriotism and all that stuff. So it's a different audience. I've tried to explain this to people; they don't understand. They're called idiots. But I've tried to explain this. Like we didn't talk too much about the Olympics on this show because we know our audience, and this is not that, right? You're not getting the people that were watching the Olympics, who are really into the Olympics, are not going to be watching a San Jose Sharks game against the Columbus Blue Jackets on a random Tuesday night. They're just not. Okay, it's not going to happen. They're going to watch a Devils Stars game on a Thursday night. The NHL, the idea that the NHL, many of them, the people around the NHL have, that this is going to rise, the NHL players being in the Olympics the way that they were, and they stopped the hockey season and all that stuff. Rising tide lifts all boats is the mindset. And while that might be true, I see no evidence that is going to be the case. It's one speedboat. Granted, it's a good-looking speedboat, solid speedboat, and Jack Hughes is driving. Right? He scored the golden goal and all that, and that's great, and had a mouthful of chiclets, and took some lumber from Sam Bennett. The teeth go flying. So that was kind of cool. That's marketing gold is what that is. Forget the golden gold. That's marketing gold. You get the bloody lip there, some teeth missing, and he's wrapped himself in the flag there, the stars and stripes and all that. Madison Avenue got a little chubby. They're drooling. They're so excited. Oh, my God, this is great. And so the NHL, they will get a temporary sugar high. The NHL will get a temporary sugar high. This wasn't 20 college kids capturing the hearts, minds, and souls of an entire sporting nation by ending the Soviet Union's reign of terror. This was not that. This was a bunch of high-paid NHL stars who went out and beat a bunch of other high-paid NHL stars who happened to be wearing laundry representing their country. Period. Stop. That's what this was. Plus, the NHL's got other issues, like all the sports leagues day-to-day. They're in the purgatory of regional cable television, streaming issues, all that stuff. So they've got that. Now, Jack Hughes, right? Got to think of this like Marvel Comics. Right? Think of this like Marvel Comics because he just became Captain America with that gap-toothed grin. And from a marketing standpoint, you got it. It's a brave new world with Jack Hughes. And while the Devils, the New Jersey Devils, are not exactly a glamour destination in the National Hockey League, this is for him a breakout. I could see him doing some insurance commercials, medical spots, sell toothpaste, some kind of dental repair operation, advertising, all that stuff, and he'll get the branding. There'll definitely be some branding here for Jack Hughes, that is for sure. And even upset. And I did kind of enjoy the people who, those that live here in America who hate America. There are many of them who are very upset by all of this. And it's just, I'm annoyed. Everyone's wrapping themselves in the flag and all that stuff. And it's all about the country. That's what it's all about, right? You love and Jack Hughes said that after the game. He's like, I love the USA and all that. And the boys got a phone call from the president. And they were in the locker room there to congratulate them. You had the FBI director was out there futzing around, celebrating. And so there you go. nuts. Those of you that don't like the America and all that, well, it was a kick in the nuts to you. I'm sorry about that. It'll be okay. All right, now, the other side here, the losing locker room, which is usually the better story, we had some interesting reactions here, including, look at the Canadians and how they handled this. Very embarrassing, right, for our brothers and sisters in Canada. So the Avalanche center, Nathan MacKinnon is his name, and he was asked about the final loss, the Olympic loss there in the final game, the gold medal game, and he said, quote, "You be the judge of who was the better team today." That was the quote. "You be the judge of who the better team was today," clearly implying that the better team lost the game. So the question, Nathan MacKinnon, part of the Canadians, and he says essentially that the better team, Canada, lost to the lesser team, the USA, in the Winter Olympics gold medal hockey game. Can you put it into context what he's getting at? So what is he getting? So Nathan MacKinnon, after a minutes-long deliberation of the available information, Nathan MacKinnon is in full-blown Morton's Salt kind of mind. He's in like a Morton's Salt state of mind is what he's in right now. He's sprinkling the kosher salt on the wound is what he's doing here. Canada did win the box score. Whee! They won the box score. They had 42 shots, and Team USA had 28. Congratulations, you, Team Canada, dominated the iPad. Unfortunately, I don't know if there's any way around this. Unfortunately, the game is not played on a tablet, which is just a shame. It's played on ice, frozen water, and you got to put the puck in the net. Not on the net, in the net. You got to put it in the net. And the would've, could've, should've, which I guess works in a therapy session when you go in to see your shrink. You say, I coulda, I shoulda, I woulda. Okay, good. Sit down. I'll charge you a ridiculous amount of money for the hour. Right? Why not? And Team Canada, if you saw what I saw on not rebroadcast, just the stream, the thingamajig I clicked on there, they had prime rib opportunity. Several of them, and they didn't cash in, and they left that on the plate, and that's on them. That's on them, including the man who said that essentially the Canadian team was better than the U.S. team, Nathan MacKinnon, who had an open net and somehow screwed it up, did not get the puck in the net. That's the Yeti in the room. That's the abominable snowman in the room. And then there's hell on ice. Connor Hellebuck, the goaltender, 41 saves. 41 saves, hell on ice for Team USA. And, oh, it was so nice. And I believe he plays for the Winnipeg Jets. So I'm sure he'll be getting his balls busted when he goes back to Winnipeg. But there you go. Got it done. One game situation, and that's usually how that goes. And you don't want to go down to one game in hockey because the goalie, when a goalie gets like that, it's like a forest fire. You're not gonna stop it. You're not putting it out. So good luck on that. Now, last word, just from a wide angle lens, from thousands of feet up in the sky, looking down and seeing what has happened here, the curtain coming down on the Milano Cortina Winter Olympic Games and all that. They had the closing ceremonies on Sunday. Now, I did not watch the closing ceremonies. I'm not a closing ceremonies guy. That's not my thing. If it's your thing, congratulations. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the dancing and all that stuff, more power to you. Not for me. Not for me. So I did not watch it. I understand, though, there was quite the celebration there. Quite the celebration. 2 weeks of competition. 116 sets of medals were given out across 16 different sports at the Olympics. The country of France is next in line for the Winter Olympics in 2030. The Winter Games in the French Alps will be taking place there. L.A. will host the Summer Games coming up in 2028, so you got that to look forward to. So with the men's hockey medal, Team USA, their final medal count, they got 33 overall medals, but do we really count the bronze? Why do they still give out the bronze? Is that not the dumbest thing? I've never heard anyone say that's a good thing. The bronze medal's dumb. The silver medal's stupid, too. USA got 12 gold medals. That's really all that matters, right? The 32 is wonderful, but the 33, but 12 gold medals. That's what it should be all about. Norway had an Olympic high 18 gold medals, and they led overall with 41. If you're into that kind of thing, 41 medals. But the gold is really all that matters. We don't celebrate second place in any other sport. Is there any other than college basketball where you get the Final Four, right? I should say college basketball, they celebrate the Final Four. In this case, come on. So question, how much did you enjoy the Winter Olympics, the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympic Games? On the MALLER scale of enjoyment, 1 to 10, with 10 being, oh, my God, I'm going to miss this so much. Oh, my God, I got to get this. I need more of this. I'm at a 5, meaning I can take it or leave it. I'm at a 5. Now, this is not ribeye sports, and it's like plant-based pageantry. Is what it is. It's beyond meat for vegan sports fans, the Olympics. And I'm more into the whole meat and potatoes thing. That's more my jam than this kind of stuff here. Football, baseball, basketball, those kind of things. The Winter Olympics, I try to explain this to my wife. I said, listen, this is like peas and carrots, steamed up and all that. And some people love peas and carrots. Steamed very nicely. Right? Presentation was great. I thought NBC did a pretty good job. There were some people on there that annoyed me, but for the most part, I thought they did a good job. And something that looks good on the plate, you look at it, you're like, that's pretty good. If you're into that kind of thing, you're like, oh, that's great. I liked it, but it's not my steak. Where's the beef? We've got the meats. Well, they didn't have the meats. So it's sports. It's sports for non-sports fans. And I watched a lot of it. My wife generally does not want to watch a football game or a basketball game. I watch that stuff all myself. She's not into that. Doesn't have the sports gene. Wasn't born with it. I have it. I got too much of it. I do this stupid show every night and a dumb podcast on the weekend. I'm very into it. So I was trying to explain. It's sports for people that don't like sports. Like I said, it's beyond meat for people that don't like meat but want to pretend like they're eating meat, which is always amazing to me. And so watching my wife break down the Nordic combined like she's Mel Kiper, I was like, wow, you're really into this. I'm like, that is great. I can sit there and watch alpine skiing, and I enjoy the bobsled, the luge. I think those are kind of cool. Fine. Curling, just brooming ice. Watch that. Watched a bunch of that this week. And was I locked in? Nah, I was playing on my phone, and I'd look up to see when they got down to the finish and all that stuff. It's like a 2-week sports pop-up shop, the Olympics. Get the flags over here. You got the dramatic violin music. You got Snoop Dogg. How much did Martha Stewart get paid? I know Snoop's getting like $500,000 a day. Did Martha get the same deal? Snoop dragged Martha Stewart out there to drive her around Italy. What a great gig that is. All right, so let's go. Now, the bad part is the cameras are going to follow us around. We're going to go to all these famous places in Italy and eat these expensive meals and get paid $500,000 a day. And they'll put it on TV. Okay, sounds terrible. Sounds absolutely terrible. So there you go. It's all over now. It's all done. Now we go back to ignoring all of these sports except hockey. Only when the playoffs come around until 2030. And then in 2030, we're all going to sit there and be, oh, man, this is so great. This is awesome. It is